Switch it up.
The royal fort, generally known as Pakka Qilla, was constructed on the hillock known as Ganj by Mir Ghulam Shah Kalodo in 1768 when he founded the beautiful city of Hyderabad. He also raised some other buildings for the civil purpose in the city. During Talpur's rule over Sindh, Mir Fateh Ali Khan abandoned Khudabad and shifted to Hyderabad in 1789. He also used Hyderabad fort to reside and hold his court in it. The fort slightly covers an area of about 38.12 acres and is of rectangular shape. Its fortified walls along the hillock are generally built with burnt bricks. This is the main entrance, which opens in the north towards Shahi Bazaar. Since the British period, the craftsmen and the working class of the people lived inside huts. Therefore, the influxes of the refugees after independence have been multiplied with the population here. Mir also commissioned to build mosques and other religious buildings so that the residents would be enabled to fulfill the religious criteria. If we look into the history, we cannot deny the Battle of Miani. The Battle of Miani was a battle between Charles Napier and Mir Talpurs of Sindh of today's Pakistan. In 1843, during Talpur's rule, the cause of the war was the interest of British to expand their British Raj over Sindh. The Talpur's rule was also loosely and inefficiently governed by Mirs and were becoming an easy target for others to conquer. Charles Napier was determined in conquering Sindh and plundering Hyderabad, despite of the agreement between both parties showing the interest in peace. But British suddenly decided to conquer Sindh and put the chaos in the situation. The army of Talpurs was mostly cavalry, around 8,000, which was mobilized voluntarily, and most of the Talpur Sardars had returned to their home. On the contrary, British had an army of 2,800, but all were trained professionally by British officers. The army included sepoys of Indian Army too, though they were from East India Company. The difference in the technology and tactics were enormous, although the Talpurs were very confident about not giving up on Sindh. They were confident, but they couldn't face such force in action, and 5,000 of Talpurs died and were defeated deadly by East India Company forces. This fort was plundered and Mirs were exiled from Sindh to different areas of Hyderabad. Royals had suffered a great loss. After defeating Mirs in the Battle of Miani in 1843, the British occupied the fort and destroyed many other buildings, along with some part of this fort in 1857. The British razed most of the remaining buildings to ground to accommodate troops and military stores at the time of chaos. In 1906, the gunpowder exploded in the fort, wherever it was placed, due to which the wall of this fort faced a huge damage. The rulers used to live here, and it's one of the oldest places known as Mere Haram, where disputes of the people were being resolved as a court. On 26 May 1990, a chaos developed due to the terrorism in the region, and a military operation took place which eventually made peace in the region of Hyderabad. A lot of people died and are known as the Martyrs of 1990 Massacre. At the time, the government was of Benazir Bhutto, who was the former Prime Minister of Pakistan. These are the graves of Sindhis and Muhajirs who were the martyrs and were innocent in this war.